Today we're going to design the second model for the Holy Trinity project, the McLaren P1 in the LEGO Speed Champion scale. We're gonna try to incorporate the butterfly doors, use the classic snowboard piece for the spoiler, and do one too many bricklink orders. As some of you may know, I have already designed the P1 once, but that one is in desperate need of a complete redesign. It actually started out as a commission from the beginning, where the customer wanted to have functionality prioritized. So yeah, that one has openable doors, trunk, spoiler, going up and down, movable engine cover, removable engine, and of course all that is really cool. But the model, I think, especially now with new pieces and everything, we can do something better aesthetically. And try to incorporate some functions, of course, but it's not gonna be the prioritization this time. It's gonna be more aesthetics, of course, and I think more durability, but we'll see. Aesthetics, absolutely. Would really like to design the P1 in this bright light orange color if we don't have to do too many aesthetical sacrifices. But don't have too many pieces in this color at the moment, so we'll begin with designing it in yellow. And just keep in mind that we want to do it in this color at the end. No matter what, we will begin with designing it in yellow right now. Then, as almost always, I started creating the front of the model, and to be honest, I was kinda nervous about this, because the P1 has such a unique and complex front end with a lot of curvatures that's not the easiest to recreate in a LEGO format. Was also not really super happy with the front of the previous P1 I designed, so it felt especially important to get this right this time. Also, please don't mind the mudguards. Didn't have these specific mudguards in yellow that I later want to have in bright light orange, of course, so these black ones had to do for now at least. The trickiest part of the front was probably the headlights, but came up with this not super unique solution, but that looks pretty clean. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty happy with this, but just so badly want to order the correct parts now, but think I'm gonna do a bit more progress first, so we don't have to do like a million bricklink orders. So moved on to the rear of the model, which I also knew was going to be really tricky to recreate. Also had such a hard time deciding how much detail, functionality, and so on I was going to be able to include. I know a lot of you really wanted to have a functionally retractable spoiler and did absolutely consider that, but I unfortunately quite quickly came to the conclusion that it would have sacrificed too much of the aesthetics as well as making it less durable, which I wasn't prepared to do this time. So yeah, you'll see what happened. And once again, please ignore the color of the mudguards. We'll of course order these ones in bright light orange as well. Okay, so relatively happy with the shape of the rear. I really need to order more parts now though. I don't know if I should go over to bright light orange immediately now, but I so badly want to, and I kinda maybe might want to try and incorporate the light bar as well, light bars I should say. I'm very skeptical that that will work well though, and of course we'll also try to incorporate the spoiler to it. Other than that, I will continue building, or order parts, or continue building, or order parts, or continue building, or... Hadn't really planned to do openable doors for this, but it was so requested, so came up with something that looks relatively good. I'm not fully convinced about this myself yet. What I don't like are these tiny gaps, and also it's just not as accurate as I would have liked it to be. But I don't know, maybe it's worth it to have openable doors. Kinda starting to like this as well. As usual when I'm doubting, I'm throwing out a question on Instagram, but the openable doors seem to win here as well, so I guess this is what we are going with. After I figured out the openable butterfly doors, I moved on to the roofline, which just like with every single part of this car also is very curved, plus some tricky details with vents and stuff that I wanted to get as accurate as possible, and the solution, as very often is the case, ended up being much simpler than I imagined. The roof itself was pretty straightforward to create. The only interesting part here is that we are jumping some studs with an inverted round plate, as you probably can can see, and to get that curvature I used some hose pieces, which also was kinda tricky, as they only exist in one particular length in the bright light orange color, which I of course wanted to use later, so I had to extend them with some lightsaber handles. Now we have a roofline as well that looks really good, so I think it's time to do the bricklink orders finally. Received the bricklink orders, but unfortunately I am an idiot and totally forgot about that there is a different type of mud guards for the front fenders, so have to do another bricklink order just for those. Great! The wing or spoiler looks really good though. And now finally the correct mud guards, so let's finish this model. So it was time to finalize the car in the bright light orange color, which probably is my personal favorite Lego color. Not a huge fan of the P1, but had to admit that this model of it slowly but steadily started to become one of my best designs so far. A big statement, I know, but it's just such a clean build, and it didn't look less clean in this color. So even though I had to do some design sacrifices because of the parts availability in the color bright light orange, I'm so happy I did go for it. Okay, this turned out really great, but not gonna lie, it was unfortunately also really difficult to put together, especially getting the tubing right here and the headlights, to be honest, because I can't say they are perfectly legal building techniques, and the tubes are kinda 1 millimeter too short or something, which doesn't help. But these are the only ones that exist in bright light orange, so of course this is what I had to work with, and it works. And other than that, the spoiler looks great, and of course the doors. Really glad I included them. But now, as always, let's do a montage for it. Of course, the individual digital instructions for this, as well as the custom-made kit, should be available at the website by now. Link in the description as always, and the instructions have also been added to the Ultimate Lego Car Instructions bundle, and those who've already got the bundle have gotten the update for free. Thank you so much for watching, really hope you liked this video. Of course, the next video will be the LaFerrari to finish up the Holy Trinity lineup. But until next time, brick it up, turn it loose, and let your creativity burn rubber. Bye for now.